this has been like sitting in like the notes for a while. Like the setup has already been set up for a while. I just had to act on it, and maybe there's a reason why I'm saying that, and that would resonate for somebody or all of you. But anyways, y'all read the title. This reading is on what your spiritual gifts are. So pick a card, 3 piles, 3 pictures. Alright, we're going to go ahead and move into card 1. And I did reshuffle to make my life easier, because I believe in that. So the first card that you got is Let the Magic In. You also have Center and Ground. You also have the Queen of Wands. And you also have the Knight of Wands. So a lot of wand energy already, which is like fiery, passion. I like how there's like 3 different pathways. The heart, center, and grounded. I'm going to actually read for the oracle cards from the book. And the page numbers for the first one is page 152. So if that number resonates for you, I would suggest like looking up that angel number. Okay, open right to it. Awesome. Okay. Vervain whispers of enchantment in worlds not quite seen. She'll teach you to see beyond the ordinary and help you explore the liminal lands of the psyche. Through her easy access to the in-between, she can call in the medicine of plants not present, making her a must for any healer's garden. Ask Vervain to channel her sisters and hold their place in a tea blend or incense. But remember, even though she is wispy, Vervain is powerful. A sip of her tea is magical, a cup nauseating. Why? Because too much mystery puts us off balance. Think of it as a motion sickness of the soul. So let Vervain, I hope I'm saying that right too, dance lightly on the edges of your consciousness, reminding you of the infinite possibilities that unfold when you let magic in. And then for center and ground, red clover, that is page 24. So 24 may be significant for you. Maybe you're turning 24 this year, or maybe that was just a significant year for you. Who knows? For red clover, this commonly cultivated forage crop feeds horses, cows, sheep, goats, and just about anything else humans keep at pasture. She plants your feet on the ground, 2 or 4, it doesn't matter to her, while encouraging you to run a few miles or dive into that art project you've been avoiding. Red clover wants you to get moving in body and in spirit. She loves grounded action and will happily bolster your courage. From the Latin word cor, which means heart. When you're acting from a strong center, so you can step out and move forward, bold but not rash. Red clover gets your blood up so you can show up fully. That is so interesting. That is so interesting. And the fact that the other cards are wands cards, like firing cards, and it's just like both of these, all of this messaging is really giving, like, it's giving ambitious. It's the gifts that you have to offer are very, like, I want to say exciting, but also very, like, it's like if you drink caffeine or if you drink like energy drinks or something, it's like, or even if you just like tea, whatever it is for you, that thing that like really perks you up to get ready for the day. It doesn't have to be an actual thing. It could be like yoga or something, like a practice. It doesn't really matter what it is. And I feel like that's kind of the point, is that whoever for this group, you show up in through many different facets and through many different ways and through many different avenues. But the energy and your essence and what you are offering is the same. And what you are offering is ignition. You're offering this igniting in others and in spaces that you're going into, or into groups that you're going into. Wow. And it's because you have this way of like tapping, like poking, like I'm thinking, like the imagery that's coming to mind is like a needle, like a needle puncturing, I don't want to say through skin, because I don't know if people feel weird about needles, but like just like that pop, like that little bit as soon as that needle like punctures whatever, skin, balloon, whatever. And it's like you are able to find that point within any body and within any space. And some people may view that point as their weak point, but because of the energy, the essence, and the intention that your gifts provide for you and that your gifts offer for others, and even to yourself, those, wow, yeah, even to yourself. And I feel like that's something to remember. I'm about to get into that actually. Those weak points are actually very powerful points because of your intention. So those quote-unquote weak points, you go into them with that intention of igniting. And sometimes that means revealing. Sometimes that means transmuting. Sometimes that means letting go or blocking. And it's like, it doesn't matter what it manifests as, because the like energy signature of it is like the same, which is like this radical change. So getting back into the point of quote unquote weak points and how you can also offer that to yourself, because I'm feeling like I need to say this. So even the points of yourself, the wounds, the fears, the feelings, even all of those different things that may make you feel weak, or that you feel are weak points of you, are actually exactly where you are able to gain access to your own magic and to your own gifts. Because there's like this reminder, this reminder that you're needing right now, that your gifts are not only for others, but they are also for you. And it's also like, I'm kind of picking up on like, it's really important, and like I want to say like pivotal, to even remind yourself of your process by engaging with your own process and your own gifts in a way that's very personal to you. So considering the gifts that I'm saying that you have, like basically engaging with your weak points, I would say even doing like shadow work and stuff like that. If you're into astrology and if you have your full birth chart, I would encourage you to look at wherever you have Chiron, which is an asteroid, not a planet, but it's like named the Wounded Healer or whatever is what it's called. Look into it, whatever. I'm not getting too much into that right now. But yeah, look into, or even just we'll stop recording because my phone got fucking too hot. That's what happens when you use your old ass iPhone, because iPhones suck. But I'm not gonna get into that right now. It actually stopped at 8:14, like my full video. So 8:14 or August 14th, which I'm actually recording on August 14th right now, may be significant to whoever is watching this group. But yeah, I wanted to, whatever the hell I was saying, I began to also look at the picture representing your pile, which, by the way, obviously these are all pictures of me, if it wasn't obvious. Me when I start being sassy all of a sudden in every single fucking reading. But I was looking at the picture, and it's just like, this also feels very vulnerable, like visibly or like visually speaking, like bearing your bones, which that reminds me of a poem that I wrote, but I don't know, I'll have to find it and then I'll like maybe put that in the comments or something if I'm able to do all that. And then even how the ribbon is following that, which feels like following like this creation of like the bones, like the wounding, the bareness of things. I also decided while I was waiting for my phone to fucking cool down, look up in the book for the Tattoo Tarot deck, because I love the words they have in this. And some of the words that popped out for me for the Knight of Wands was disruption, altered plans, and strangers' arrival upsetting the status quo. And then for the Queen of Wands, we have charming, magnetic, and friendly, loving, and honorable. That's literally the energy. It's like it doesn't matter how it appears, it's bringing fire. It doesn't matter the way in which it manifests, the point is to create change, to spark change. The point is spark. And so sometimes that spark comes as a tower moment, and other times it comes as like the star card, where it's like you wishing on a shooting star, and then that wish finally becoming fulfilled. Which that is such a beautiful, and what is the word? Magnanimous? What does that word mean? I gotta look up this word. Magnanimous. That is the word that just popped in my head. I'm gonna look up this definition. Oh wow, what actually popped up was the word magnanimity, and it says magnanimity is the virtue of being great of mind and heart. I'm gagged, bitch. I'm gagged. Oh, let me keep reading. It says it encompasses usually a refusal to be petty, a willingness to face danger, and actions for noble purposes. This is a real bitch. Whoever this pile, I'm sure all of y'all are real bitches. You know, as far as like all the piles, I'm sure all of y'all are real bitches. But this pile, y'all are some real bitches. Y'all are some real bitches. And like real ass bitch, I mean. And then the actual definition of magnanimous says generous or forgiving, especially towards a rival or less powerful person. Yeah, you're a bad bitch if I ever heard of one. For sure. And that's also a part of your gift. The way that, again, because I was saying like sometimes it doesn't matter what it manifests as. Sometimes it manifests as a blockage. Sometimes it manifests as you rejecting somebody, right? But even in that rejection, it is like done with love. And the action of the rejection is also with love. And the aftermath of that rejection is also with love. And other times, for other people or for other spaces, your gift, the gift of you, manifests as a new beginning instead of an ending, right? For people, instead of the death card, it's like, or manifests as generosity, right? Or manifests as compassion. You know, like there's this visual coming to mind for me right now, and it's like it's like you appear as a miracle sometimes to people. Like if you've ever witnessed or been a part of the miracle of like when somebody is like needing groceries and they don't have enough or whatever, or they have a whole family or whatever, and somebody decides to pay for them, or you know, in like fast food lanes or whatever like that, when people are like, oh, I'm just gonna go ahead and pay for the person behind me, like stuff like that. It's like sometimes you also manifest as a miracle. Sometimes you manifest as a miracle. Sometimes you manifest as the rejection that people need but have a hard time facing. Sometimes you manifest as different things in between, but that is you. That is your energy. That is your energetic signature. That is your gift. The gift of you is that you are so unknown and that you're so mysterious in ways, but in every way that is, and that hasn't even been yet, but will become, is divine. Wow. So yeah, those are your spiritual gifts. Part one. What the hell? I'm gonna actually end with a final message for y'all from my one wine a day 5-year fucking book. Oh wow, and I open shirt to this one. September 1st. And so this day may also be significant to y'all. It says, your heart can remain open and still protected. It's hard, but you are worth it. So what the hell? That's your message, part one. That's your reading. I hope that resonated. I hope you took that in. If you want private readings, you have to email me. Please do not DM me about that. Love, whatever. Love and light, and truth and justice. Peace be with you. Bye. Okay, pile 2. Just pile 2. These are your cards. I pre-shuffled to make my life easier. Okay, so we have light and the darkness. We have between dreams. I must already say this is giving me like Piscean energy for some reason. like that specific kind of water sign. Pile 1, I didn't say this in pile 1, I don't think, but it was kind of giving me a little Scorpio energy, like death and rebirth energy. So if you feel drawn to that pile, because I'm mentioning it now, then you should watch that one as well. But yeah, I'm feeling a lot of Piscean energy for this pile. We also have the 3 of Wands. I didn't even show that to you. Silly me, I did not even show that to you. Then we also have the 5 of Cups. Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and read for the oracle cards. So we have light and darkness. Page number is 116. So you may, if you know if that number sticks out to you, then look at that angel number. St. John's wort. Truth. St. John's wort is scraggly and scrappy, completely lacking the charisma one would expect from an herb reputed to tame depression in a single bound. I totally forgot that St. John's wort is... I won't even get into that right now, actually. But that's her beauty. She's a magician and a thief. Not the belle of the ball. She knows how to steal the heat from summer's solstice sun, hold it in her flowers, and make it last all winter long. This is her greatest trick, bringing light and warmth to your darkness by helping to recreate the electric leap of synapses firing and energy moving along. Call on St. John's wort when you need a sip of sunshine so you can find your light in the darkness. And then we have mugwort, which is page 80. So if you feel called to that angel number, then look it up. Okay. Mugwort lives in the space between deep rest and waking. She's the daughter of moonlight and protector of those who travel the dream time. Yeah, that dream time is giving Piscean. It's giving 12th house. For real. If you feel called, if you have access to your entire birth chart, I would suggest to look at what signs and planets are in your 12th house. If you don't have any planets there, that's fine. Let's see what sign your 12th house is in, and that may give you some more information about your gifts. Mugwort curls around your mind, whispering your dreams into words and images that you can clutch as you climb levels of consciousness and return to your waking self. While Mugwort's constant vigil makes her a bit waspish and bitter, she knows the many-layered worlds and can guide you through the serpentine paths of the collective unconscious. Call on her to guide you through dreams or journey work. If Mugwort appears to you, she's calling you to dip into these subtler realms. Interesting. Let me take that in for a second. So for y'all's pile, and this is so interesting, I really wonder, I'm very intrigued to see what pile 3 is going to be, because each of these gifts that I'm channeling, it's like they're a double-sided coin. They don't come, each one does not come without sacrifice or without shadow, I would say, which makes sense because we're human, right? And we are both the joys and all of the positive emotions on the spectrum of emotions of humanness, and we also contain multitudes, right? The vibe that I'm getting is that your gift is like you will guide people to grief. You will guide people to grief. But on the other side, you also have this gift of guiding people through grief. And how you're meant to show up, it depends on the person. It depends on the space. It depends on, I want to say, the divine plan. Or the purpose. It depends on the divine purpose. Very interesting. And I also want to say, okay, this is very interesting. I feel like this is going to be a reoccurring message for all piles, but your gifts are not only for other people, but they are also for you. So that also means that you may encounter experiences where you feel like you're being led like to the brink of death, whether it be metaphorical and like mental or emotional or physical. Like if this pile gives me like if you've had like near-death experiences, or what's the other one? Not the one where you're like almost dying, or you almost died, but an event, like a near-death event as well, like near-death events and also near-death experiences. That's what I'm getting from this pile, especially. And first of all, I want to say the bounce back feels crazy. I want to say hysterical. And when I think hysterical, I usually think of something funny, but I feel like it means something different right now. I'm going to look up the actual definition of that word, hysterical. The bounce back is hysterical. Affected by or deriving from wildly uncontrolled emotion. Yeah, the bounce back is hysterical. Something related to hysteria, extreme emotion. Yeah. I don't know, take it how it resonates, honestly. That's the word that's come to mind. Very interesting. But it's like, I mean, y'all could think it's funny though. Y'all could think that some of y'all's like near-death experiences, after surviving it, you laugh about it. Or after like heartbreaks and like very big griefs, whether it's big grief for yourself or big grief for others, it's like on the other end of that, on the other side of that, there's like this ability to laugh about it. There's like this ability to joke about it and to make light of it. Not make fun, but make light of the heaviness of death, whether that is like metaphorical or literal. And sorry I'm talking about death so much. I guess like mourning for that. I didn't expect that, but that's the vibe. Like that's really the vibe. And then there's also, so I looked up as well, because I love this book. Here. For the 3 Wands, what popped out for me here is established strength. And then for the 5 of Cups, the word bereavement, and also inheritance, not as anticipated, and also possible new start popped out for me. So there's a lot of literally like this ability to wield like no other, and this ability, I mean, like considering the light and the darkness, like the whole messaging behind that was that like you're able to capture the rays of the sun, to use them whenever you're needing that extra bit of light in your life, right, or in somebody else's life, to offer that. So yeah, that's strong. That's a stronghold. Like that is a very strong person, unbelievably so. And then also the ability to even go through and on that journey, whether by yourself or guiding somebody through that darkness, and seeing, not even seeing, but like understanding and being able to embody the purpose of death, of grief, of shadow, of just like some of the darkest things. It's like you're able to, your capacity to hold is like this really deep, like never-ending well. And when you think about a well, it's like a deep dark hole, and then there's a bucket, and you pull up the bucket and it's full of water. I don't know if this metaphor is like come to mind, but it's like you're able, like your container is like just continuing. It's just like endless. Your container and your capacity is endless, and somehow you're always able to offer up a bucket of full water. You're always able to offer up that refresh, whether it's for yourself or for others. That is so fucking powerful. Okay, I'm gonna form a message for y'all from my One Day Line book, 5-year book. Struggling. Okay, so there's two coming. September 10th and September 11th. So those dates may be significant to you. But the first one for September 10th, it says, be at peace. Be at peace. And then for September 11th, you have, sometimes you gotta let people sit in their own sauce. Which is so true. Because sometimes you're needing to pull yourself out of those stuff. Sometimes that bucket, that well bucket is for you. And you can only take one trip at a time, you know. Very, 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 very powerful. But that is your spiritual gift. So thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed your reading. Love and light, truth and justice. Fare thee well. Have a good day, afternoon, evening. Alright, if you chose pile 3, this is your pile. I did pre-shuffle the cards to make my life easier. Ooh, I forgot. Y'all got 3 cards too. 3 for 3. Don't tell the other piles that y'all got more. It just came out that way. We have Distill Yourself. We have Perseverance. Dandelion. We have Inner Sanctum. We also have the Moon. 6 of Cups. Ooh, and the Ace of Cups. Actually, let me put that in the center. Like that. This is such an odd observation, but this sun is a little cross-eyed. So maybe some of y'all have like each of your eye shapes are different, or maybe you like have a little cross-eye as well. That is so probably specific, but I had to say that. And also I feel like it might be a thing that if this is an insecurity that like this group has at all, if that is a thing that y'all have, like the eyes thing, I feel like saying this is a thing that like other people find really cute about you for some reason. I feel like relaying that message. I'm gonna go ahead and read for the oracle cards though. We have Distill Yourself, Time, the Time herb. Mythology teaches that a minotaur haunts the labyrinth of your psyche. As you walk toward your center, this monster prowls and roars, trying to scare you off your path by revealing your fears and inadequacies. Interesting. But you're never truly alone. You have allies like Time, her scent purifying your thoughts so you can see what's true. Time kills off what's other, quote unquote. Whether that's germs and microbes or thoughts and feelings. This is Time's special magic. She calls your inner flame to burn the dross, distilling your spirit. Intuitively, she knows you from not you, and she sees you clearly when you cannot. Time is a powerful plant. Do not call on her unless you're truly ready to be tempered in her flame, which really means like unless you're truly ready to be seen and to feel seen, whether it's comfortable and comforting or uncomfortable and vulnerable is the vibe. Also, that was page number 44. So you may be seeing 4s recently. 4s may be like an angel number for you. We have Perseverance, Dandelion, which is page number 48. Dandelion is bold, bright, and sunny. She pushes through cracks in cement and worms her way into the mortar of stone walls. Cheerfully. Dandelion's medicine is perseverance, but not the perseverance of the martyr. Instead, Dandelion is the eternal optimist. Like the Fool in the tarot deck, she's always happy to set off on a new adventure, in hope of learning more and digging deeper. She's not an airy optimist, though, with no grounding in reality. Her roots are strong. She's the shaman and the Buddha, and her message is this. First of all, I wouldn't say it like that, but I won't talk about that right now. Her message is this. Happiness is an inner landscape that has little to do with where you're planted. When you're ready to make your own joy, whatever life throws at you, call on Dandelion. And then the last oracle, we have Inner Sanctum, Sweet Violet, which is page 28. Which also, when you cut the numbers down, you like add them up to shorten them, goes to number 10. So 2 plus 8 is 10. And 10 is also the number of like cycle completion. So I feel like saying that. Okay, Inner Sanctum, Sweet Violet. Sweet, sweet violet sings of sun in springtime, carpeting meadows and lawns with lush purple petals. Also, some of y'all may be seeing like purple a lot, like especially like purple flowers as signs or signifiers. I feel like those are signs or signifiers that like you are like in alignment, or that like you are like living in purpose, like actively or like consciously in that moment. But this glorious show is mere flirtation. Her true abundance comes in autumn, when quietly and with little fanfare she shares her seed with the earth, setting the stage for next spring's performance. Violet has no trouble separating public from private. She knows both have their place in season. She's the gossip column socialite who quietly works in a soup kitchen on Wednesdays, knowing life's most important work isn't always done in the public eye. Wow. Wow. Alright, let me sit with that for a minute. Okay, so already I'm getting, because there's a lot of, okay, I'm just saying what I need to say. First of all, you are a person or a collective who plants a lot of seeds, like in your life and in other people's lives and along other people's paths, and along your path as well. And so one of your gifts is that like you just be out here planting seeds, so it should be like blooming and harvesting, like kind of like unknowingly, or also kind of like what seems like randomly and sporadically, but it's not random or sporadic. It's just that like you planted certain things a while ago and you forgot about it, and then it just comes back around. Like you have this ability to gift yourself and others, like in the long term, because it's like you will plant a seed in somebody's life and it may not blossom until 10 years later, but when it blossoms, my God, does it bloom. And the same thing in regards to your own life. You're a gardener, and maybe you like actual, maybe you're an actual gardener, or maybe you're actual, you smoke or whatever. But it's just like you are very like fruitful. Like you are a plant within itself. I don't know why I'm saying it like this. And you also have this uncanny ability to see through illusions, which I don't even feel like other people are able to always recognize that you are doing, or that you are capable of doing, until like so much time has passed. But you are also able to see so clearly both your own stories, or like your own faults, and even your own illusions that you sometimes like harbor and hold on to and attach yourself to. It's like, even like when you attach yourself to illusions, you're aware that you're attaching yourself to an illusion. It's so different. Like, this is so interesting. But also same for other people. You're able to clock that in other people. Wow, and I just dropped some ash. You're able to just see like so clearly, and it's wild because other people are not even catching on to the fact that you're seeing so clearly. And that is very powerful. That's a gift. That is a gift for sure. Wow. And then we also, yeah, so you kind of want to seeds. Let's see. I think I also have a channeled song for y'all, actually. Okay, the channel song I have for y'all is Your Mind by Green Tea Pang. Okay, so even from the beginning of the lyrics, because I literally just had to read them, there's another thing about like seeds and your relationships to others and your gift. You also stay in people's minds. Like, you linger. Like, your impact is felt for forever, like for the rest of somebody's life. And I also got this sense that like there's certain like, and I hate, oh my god, I hate saying this shit, but this is like, I gotta say this right now. There's like certain people who you may not have spoken to in like 10 years, that you may not have even thought about in like 10 years, but they still will spend, if not all of their day, a portion of their day thinking about you and remembering you and remembering like what you had to bring them. Ooh, and there's this energy too as like, this is getting sideways, but like, you know, people just kind of feeling like they fumbled you because of like, literally you have this ability to just constantly be planting seeds. And if the people who fumbled you and who are constantly thinking about you are patient enough, they would have been able to help you water and also been able to be a part of the blooming and help and like witnessed it and all of that. But it's like certain people like just wanted to like rush the process. And that's another thing about your gift though, is like it protects you. It protects you from the people who just want to use you for your gifts, for the people who just want to essentially eat off your plate, essentially pick up the flowers that, you know, you spent your time, you know, nourishing and watering and planting or whatever. Like, they just want to do that, and you are protected from people who are like that because of the fact that like you take your time, and also your seeds take their own time. Sometimes it's fast, sometimes it's not. It doesn't matter. Either way, it's your own time. It's on its own time. It's at its own pace. And when you run into people who are not able to respect the personality and the autonomy of like your own pace, or even like the own pace of like your growth, but just like your own pace in general, period. Like, it protects you from the people who were not gonna do anything but just steal your flowers once they were ready to bloom. So that's also a part of your gift. And that's also like, so that's a gift for you, but also like that also like manifests for others too, because through your beingness in this way, through the people who are willing and wanting and are on the journey to understand you, they then are able to, like, that's a part of the seeds that you plant in other people's life, is like they witness you, and so then they learn to embody that within themselves. By that I mean like they learn to like respect and be present in their own pace and in their own process, and also learn how to protect themselves and be watchful and discerning of other people as well, who are not respectful of their own pace. So that's like another gift that you have, is like you're not only protecting yourself and you're not only planting seeds, but you're also like, but yeah, you are not just being, your gift is not just the being of who you are, but like through your being, you are also teaching people. And I also wanted to, some of these lyrics from that channel song were really sticking out to me. But I'm here to stay, this voice of reason, yeah, objective notes to self. I know you didn't want me to achieve nothing. I know that you'll hex me with your words again. I know that you have been broken and expect nothing from man, only disappointment. I see you still cower at your power. I see you still doubt the world is ours, but I'm here to share youth messages from higher you. In spite of you, inside of you, there's a light in you and fight in you. Literally, you teach people through your being, through you being in your power. That's your gift. Your gift is teaching, but it's like you teach through being. You teach through being in every, especially like the perseverance. When we read that in the book, it was talking about the dandelion growing through concrete and basically being able to grow and being able to find and have access to joy regardless of the environment. You, again, and it's like the reason why you're able to do that is because you do not allow illusions to be cast upon you, or even when they are, you figure it out, or you spot that, or you realize that you're attaching yourself to that. And so it's like, because you always have the light of truth, you have the full scope of truth, and you exist in that, and you exist in the witnessing and the embodying of that. You can imagine your reality, you can make your reality, feel, be, do whatever what you want it to be. And the people who have the gift of being able to witness you, or even being a part of your journey, or journeys more so, are also being taught. Oh my God, are also being taught that. That was my little power mode. That is beautiful and so fulfilling and so healing. So healing. This is healer energy. So if you were drawn to this, like this, if this is like your second pile, it's because like this is like the heal, like this is straight up healer energy. Okay, so I'm doing some pages from my 1 Day Online book, my 5-year thing. Anyways, so we have July 29th. It says, worries of the mind won't stop your success from being true. Exactly. And then July 31st as well. Don't take shit personal, just do what feels right. And that's literally what guides you, and that is literally your gift, like your ability to continue to do that regardless of circumstance, regardless of environment, and then also your ability to still teach, because you're just teaching by doing, you're just teaching by being. Like that is period. I hope you enjoyed your reading, Pile 3. Thanks for tuning in. Catch y'all on the next one. See ya. Goodbye.